Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Volcanion in the Fossil Cup. This Pokemon is now available as well. This wasn't the case the last time around. This cup was there because it was before the Go Fest, and I was able to get one below 1500 CP. And so why not take a look at what this Pokemon can do, as it's very unique, as it's the only water and fire type Pokemon, I think, in general, full stop, ever released. So yeah, this is the only one of its kind, and with that, it's going to be very cool in a meta where it's only fire, steel, and I think rock type Pokemon, and generally a lot of grass type Pokemon with that as well. While they're not directly allowed, they always have like the second typing, which is just very good against most of the current meta, which means we're going to have here a Pokemon that can be quite strong in this meta. This might be the strongest meta for the Volcanion here right now, and it was a lot of fun to play this Pokemon. It's a lot of fun to play this Pokemon. It's quite squishy. It is, of course, not a Pokemon that ever been designed to be in the Great League, but I'm so happy that I actually got this Pokemon for the Great League, because, yeah, you can only get this Pokemon once from the Go Fest, and, yeah, getting this below 1500 CP are only a few IV combinations. So I'm really, really happy and lucky about what I got here. Anyway, we are going to see the opponent here. We're going to have the team that we're playing. We're going to have the team here where we're going to have the lead of our Ludicolo here to wield all those water type Pokemon. Our moveset here is, especially against something like a Jellicent, quite bad. Our Saysop is going to be our Lucario, which is going to be able to be good against the steel types with the fast move that we have here with Force Palm. And still having access to basically coverage moves against the water type Pokemon that you're very likely going to be able to bait out here. That's kind of the idea behind this team. And then in the back, you're going to, of course, try to sweep endgame with our Volcanion. As you see here, we're going to be able to sub out. They're going to have Togedemaru, and now the Gallispot is going to be a close one. We might be still fine here. Sludge Bomb is going to land against the opponent, and they decide to let the move go for whatever reason, which now allows me to shield up this move, and I hopefully can go for the full farm run against the opponent as well, as we will see here the Aqua Jet coming through. We get the farm run done, and I know that the opponent has a ton of energy on their Togedemaru, and so I'm gonna risk it, and I say that they're gonna go for the bait here, and they did, and with that, we are going to be able to win this battle, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we will face an absolutely fantastic lead here. We're going to stop out, though, here against the Ferrothorn, of course. We're going to be forced to sadly use a shield, as far as I know. Oh, no, actually, we're going to be able to still survive. But if they went for the Thunder, we would have actually got knocked out there, which they had the energy for it. So, like, yeah, mental note for the next time, rather use a shield. The thing is, here, that was, like, one of the first battles with this Pokemon. And I just didn't know on how much bulk we actually had, but I forgot on how little bulk we actually have with this Pokemon. And so, yeah, could have been a bit better there. But as we will see here now, we're going to have the Corviknight against us, and that is going to be alright. As we will see here as well, we are going to be able to go for the Thunder Punch, get the shield from the opponent, and with that, we are going to be able to use a shield again and get like a lot of damage onto the opponent. That's basically what we want to do here, getting the damage onto them. Getting another charge move off against the opponent is going to be absolutely fantastic. This is going to get the shield, and yeah, we put them down to range where we can hopefully even farm them down with our Ludicolo. Hopefully it works out. They are forced to go for at least 2 more fast moves after this anyway, so I get 1 more Razor Leaf in time, and I am going to be able to knock them out here in time, which is great. And we can move on to the next opponent. So, Lucario comes in, we're going to have our Jellicent coming in here next. That's going to be fantastic as well. As we will see here, we are going to be able to go for a nice charge move there. Thunder Punch is coming through, and we can go ahead and use no shield. Yeah, we got a no shield here. I thought I would still get to another Thunder Punch, but I don't, which is alright, as we can go ahead and go for the Ludicolo here as well. That's going to be perfectly fine for us. We can go for the shield. Shadow Ball comes through, and we can fully farm them down. They would have got to 2 Shadow Balls, so I had to use a shield anyway. Using the shield early, it makes more sense there, so they cannot really go for a bait. Now we can take that Shadow Ball, have a Scald stored, swap out here against the opponent's Pokemon there, and they're sadly going to hard wall us. Here, sadly, here we're going to be able to go still for another charge move, though. It is going to be the Overheat. And they decide to use a shield, which I find interesting, which maybe gives me some play, but I would need to fully farm them down in time, which I'm not going to be able to do. They have already basically 2 Body Slams stored, and while Razor Leaf is going to be a move that is going to do some nice damage, it is also going to be something that is just not going to work out here for us. Honestly, Ludicolo is one of those Pokemon that I wish would be a little bit better in even just the main Go Battle League meta. If this Pokemon would get access to the move Weather Ball, it would be absolutely fantastic. But as you can see here, we're going to have the Thunder Punch coming in. We're going to be able to hopefully fully farm them down. And yeah, this is going to be perfectly fine for us because we have realignment now, which will allow us to align our Volcanion correctly, which is going to be very nice. But still, this game's not going to be over by any means. We have the Arachnid still coming in here. We are going to be able to go ahead and go for the Thunder Punch next. That's going to do some nice damage against them. And we can try to go for another one, but it sadly doesn't work out for us here. They're still going to get to another move, and I will let this move go. It is actually going to be the Water Pulse. Maybe I will have survived a Bubble Beam, but as we will see here, we are going to go for the Sludge Bomb. I expect that they are going to use a shield here, which they do. And so I swap out trading to snipe them. It didn't work out. They have the Mawile in the back with the fast move of Astonish, which I didn't really expect here. But as we will see, Power Punch is coming in. We're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Scald. We should be able to get the shield from the opponent with that as well. And so, as we see here, they're going to not get the attack drop, which is kind of unfortunate. And now it's a guessing game. Do they go ahead and go for the bait, or do they not go ahead and go for the bait? I decided to let the move go, expecting the bait from the opponent. They didn't go for it, and with that, they win the battle. I don't know if this was like the wrong decision at the end of the day, but yeah, it is what it is. We see like Credilli coming in against us. That is going to be alright. We can go ahead and go for not the full farm down, because as you're going to see here, this is going to be, I think, one away from getting to another charge move. It very doesn't knock us out here, which is kind of sad, but we're going to be able to go ahead and go for a charge move here, get the KO, and in comes the Jellicent. This is going to be alright. We can go for the Thunder Punch. This is going to get the shield from the opponent. And as we will going to see as well, another Thunder Punch is coming through next. This is going to be perfectly fine as well. This is going to allow us to get a little bit more damage onto them. And we have our Ludicolo to align. Again, we're going to keep the shields because, yeah, we need to kind of keep the shields for our Volcanion. Volcanion doesn't have the bulk. But we'll have a matchup here for Volcanion, which is going to be the Ferrothorn matchup. I can shield, fully farm them down here. 2 more fast moves we need, and we are going to be in our alright position. Having 80 energy on our Pokemon is going to be perfectly fine. And yeah, we can use a shield. This is going to be okay for us. We hopefully have now 2 Sludge Bombs for them. And they go for the extra fast move, so we're definitely going to get to another charge move there as well. And so we can knock them out here, and I think this is going to be it for this battle. I think we're going to be able to win this one, and we can move off on to the next opponent. So we are going to see yeah, a Fortress coming in. That's going to be perfectly fine. They will still get to another move here. That's going to be the Rock Tomb, which will knock us out, so we are forced to use a shield. But at the end of the day, we're going to get the KO here, and we're still going to be able to get 2 moves off against the opponent's Gastron. And while Overheat is A resisted and B now debuffed, it's still going to do a lot of damage, as we will see here. Nearly 2 shots to the opponent, even though it's a resisted hit. And like, that's the benefit of Volcanion. The damage output of this thing is ridiculous. And we see here as well, we can align ourselves. In comes the opponent's Scissor, and Lucario is a hard wall to Scissor. The entire moveset is going to get walled by us, which is kind of cool. I just wish that Lucario had better stats, because then it would be such a good Pokemon in the current Great League meta as well. But as you see, we're going to be easily able to win this battle. Unless they're going to run here Gang Shot on this Pokemon, we're going to be fine, which doesn't learn, and the Earth Power is barely doing anything. Poliwrath is a perfect lead for us. We don't want to see this with our backline whatsoever, or both our backline are not good against Pokemon at all. I decided to use a shield here just in case they're running the Dynamic Punch, which would most likely knock us out from this range. They're running Ice, Sea, Wind, which is alright. We can stop out of here. They're going to go ahead and go into their Macargo. And I'm not too sure if I'm going to play this now correctly. I go for the Thunder Punch, which very likely going to get the shield here from the opponent, which is alright for us as well. We get some more damage in against them, and maybe I should have went for the charge move here. I think I should have went for the charge move instead. I decided to use a shield, and I decided to even not go for the charge move here either, which was not the smartest idea. I could have just went and won the CMP tie in the beginning, which would have been the best play for sure. Now I get 2 fast moves in here. They have still the Ludicolo. It depends on if I'm going to be able to outspeed them now or not. I guess that was what I kind of tried to do, because I was worried about my own Ludicolo against the Ludicolo here from the opponent. And luckily I still reached a Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Bomb is going to be enough to knock out the opponent. Fun fact, Sludge Bomb is actually not recommended here on this Pokemon for this specific meta, even though I think that's wrong, because I think Sludge Bomb is a must-have on Volcanion, no matter in which meta you are, mainly because of the pacing. It's the pacing that where you need to have Sludge Bomb. I hope that the Volcanion is going to get access to at least Scald eventually, hopefully through a move update or something like this. It needs to have Scald already. And also then it has Steam Eruption as a signature move, which I hope this Pokemon gonna get eventually as well. As you can see here though, Overheat is coming through. I feel like Scald is the easiest way to give this Pokemon a little bit of a buff again as well, because then you're going to have Double Stab, which with one move that is 50 energy. But as you see here, the opponent goes into the Poliwrath. We have our Ludicolo. We can use a shield here if I want to. I can even take a hit still at this point. Even a Dynamic Punch wouldn't be enough. But I see when it's coming through, we can go for the full farm. And they have one Pokemon with 2 shields left, but it's basically dead already. And even if they're going to knock us out here, how do they get rid of our rest of the team? We can go ahead and go into Lucario, farm them down, win the battle, and move on to the next opponent. Where Golisopod is waiting for us, Golisopod is kind of the, worst Pokemon to encounter, but we're gonna get completely walled here as well. We have the, opponent's Mawile coming in. They're going to use a shield, which is cool. And I can go into my Volcanion now to get an energy advantage, which is also cool. I'm going to use a shield here because we saw already early on how much a player of does, even though it's resisted. And so, yeah, we are going to be in our right spot until we saw the Jellicent coming in. And with that, we are just getting walled here. I can go for the Overheat. We two-shot the opponent with that. So if we end up in a scenario where the opponent is shieldless and I have another Overheat stored against the opponent's Jellicent, we will be able to win this battle. But trust me, this scenario will never occur. And so, yeah, I am not going to be in a good spot here. Excel is coming through. It's going to knock me out. I can go into this matchup. I can farm them down, absolutely. But I have to use a shield here because an Aqua Jet easily going to knock me. And how do we deal against the Jellicent now? We just don't. Like, I can go for a Sludge Bomb here. Force a final shield for sure. But, yeah, we will be able to reach another one if we would survive this hit. Even if a Surf is going to knock us out, it's going to be the Shadow Ball, I think. And yeah, that's going to be a good game. Moving on, we're going to have Great League. That is the wrong meta. This is absolutely the wrong meta. Yeah. This is me again going into the wrong league. You're not allowed to run Typhlosion in this meta. I just hate this. I don't know, is it the same for you if you're going to try to go into those metas? It's just me who's an absolute idiot to go into matchups like this the entire time. Happens to me the entire time. I don't know. Maybe I can still win the battle though. Maybe they're going to be weak against Volcanion here today. And especially Ludicolo in the Open Great League. That would be hilarious. In comes the Talonflame. I have some hopes here. We resist the fast move twice. So, like, that's alright. We're gonna get the shield here as well. And we're gonna swap out and catch the Brave Bird maybe here on our Pokemon. It is going to be the Brave Bird. They're gonna swap it straight away now. What do they have in the back? It's going to be Ferrothorn, which would be in theory really good. But then we remember that they are actually going to be able to still get to even a Thunder against us in time. To the point where we have to go for 2 charge moves. And yeah, there's nothing I could have done here. They sadly survived the moves a little bit too good that they still get to at least 1 charge move. And here they're going to outspeed me. Even a Sludge Bomb would have not been enough from this range, truth be told. Again, wrong meta though. Next up, that is interesting. Golisopod against it again. This is not really ideal. But we're going to be able to take... we could have taken a hit there. Maybe I should start doing that and just try to force alignment with the Incinerate damage. But at least we're going to have now the Jellicent aligned against our Ludicolo, which is honestly very, very good for us. That is something that I really much enjoy there. I'm going to be able to get a ton of damage here as well. They're going to go for the Surf Mosslite against us very soon. I can let this go. And I still have my shield left for my Volcanion. It's going to be also the final battle for today. If you enjoy this video, let me know down below as well on what else you want to see for this week. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And as we will see, we're going to have now the matchup of Volcanion against a Feraligatr. And funnily enough, we are going to be playing a interesting game here. We're going to go up now 2 more Incinerates. I know that I win the CMP tie, and I wonder if they're going to go ahead and even go for that charge move now, but we will see very shortly. As this is going to now connect against the opponent, it's going to get the KO. We still have a Sludge Bomb stored for the opponent, but we have to kind of catch a move, which we are not going to be able to do, because it is absolutely impossible to catch moves on an Incinerate. The opponent always has the option to kind of, get the move off while you're in your fast move animation. This is why 5-turn moves are kind of difficult to play. I hope we're going to get more of them though, because I think they're cool. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.